Alright, hello everyone. We're back with the Semifinals Mappool Showcase for the Taiko World Cup 2024. I'm Teasel, and this week I'm joined by N-Wolf. Hey.
Hello. I'm very excited for the showcase. How about you?
Oh, I am too. Hopefully we've got some really great stuff to show you, and yeah, it's, we've also got our poll. How many originals will there be? 2 or less? 3 or more? It's roughly 50-50. Get those Osu coins in, and we'll walk through the pool together. And
Indeed.
of course, I don't know how ready we are to go, but we'll start off with No Mod 1. Okay, and there we go. No Mod 1. Very different to the previous ones that we've seen. Seems to play a bit more kind of technical and, all that. But we've got to go over all the amazing people that made this possible, of course. So this is Algorithm 54 by Lem, an artist that we haven't really seen much of before, so really great that we're getting to showcase them here in the World Cup for the first map of the pool. So for its stats, it's 2 minutes and 2 minutes and 42 seconds in length, with a varying BPM of 198 to 270. The illustrator is Panthulu, with the graphics design being Panthulu and Sakura006, and the video and design coordinator being Sakura006. This is mapped by Task912, and the replay was done by Ender. So yeah, pretty cool stuff that we have for this one.
Yeah, we started with a surprise jump scare O's original. But will there be more?
Ooh.
Well, at least not for No More 2. No More 2 is it's just a tag map. It's a Tanchiki Riot. And yeah, there's a lot of offense in this one.
I think I'll let you talk about this one.
So, like every Tanchiki song, it's incredibly bursty, and that's exactly what you can expect from this map. On top of that, a lot of the burst in the KI sections are triplet cut, 1/4 cuts in nodes into triplet 1/6 nodes, which means they're offhand. Have fun.
Oh no. Yeah, this seems pretty dense. So far, mostly just gonna play on the 1/6, but there is a couple of 1/8 in there.
Yeah, it's
nothing horribly crazy, but as you say, a lot of offhand stuff going on.
Yeah, it's not necessarily really difficult patterns. If you can deal with the offhandness, I'm rolling, so I do not care. And yeah, it's more about the amount of burst this map has compared to the difficulty of them. With that being said, they are still hard. And we're in a break section, which is lowest V, and you might find some unfortunate misses on the bursts here. I would imagine. Side note, as a fun fact for this map, it wasn't supposed to be here, but because it's a Tanchiki song, I accidentally cooked too hard.
I mean, you know, at least it's gotten a slot somewhere.
Indeed.
Have a decent kind of finisher section there. Finisher section. Bit of overlap. Nothing too crazy though. Yeah, a bit more 1/8 action here as well.
The final KI, there's a little bit of a density increase, but it's mostly the same as the first. Except harder.
I feel for most of the teams that are remaining in the tournament, this map will probably be more of an accuracy battle than kind of the battling with all the misses and that. But not necessarily a bad thing at this stage.
Indeed.
It is a rhythm game after all. Your accuracy's really going to matter on this one.
And we're going to follow up this song with Vocaloid Rage Up map number 2 in No More 3. We've seen this before, kind of. It's a Heisei Sayonara Bye Bye, a map by Phoenix. I don't know what the original BPM is, but it's been scaled up to 290. BPM increase of 10 over last week. And there's a big difference between these intense sections and these calmer sections, which might... You need to be ready for that, because we know how content sections treat players.
Yeah, they've been very kind this weekend, at least for the entertainment value. This feels very, very similar to the quarterfinals No Mod 3 in terms of structure and all that kind of stuff. Of course, it's a wee bit faster, probably the patterning being a bit more intense as well. But we'll see how it goes in a KI section.
Yeah, the KI sections I think also get more deadly as the map goes on, so stamina concentration might become an issue when you reach the last KI, because that's when the longest, most draining patterns hit you.
Yeah, on that KI there, all the patterns looked very comfortable, no offhand on them.
And here is aforementioned density increase. We've seen some really long patterns compared to last week and the beginning of the map.
find that the Kiai sections themselves aren't terribly long. So I'd say kind of like the burst action is a bit more important than like overall stamina from what I've kind of seen so far. We do see it kind of ramping up again here before our slowdown section, where I assume there'll be a final Kiai.
Indeed, this is just the calm before the storm. Yeah, as you can see, the longest patterns of the map are here. So we might see some surprise score swaps near the end of the map.
That should be pretty exciting. Having that finisher right at the end of that pattern. I can see that tripping some people up. Maybe by then it'll be too late, but for the teams that are pretty much tying, that could be a decider.
That's correct. We're moving
Here
into
No mod
new gimmick.
For new gimmick time. We've seen the first couple of rounds of gimmicks were fairly simple. Quarterfinals got a bit more intense, bringing the power lines and slider head action. So let's see what this one brings for us.
Where are the Dons? Truly a question you should be asking yourself. You can find the answer. I believe in you. Do not try to watch this on auto, by the way, auto cannot play this map. So if you get like more than 800k score, good job, you're better than Machine.
Overall, that section seemed like not too bad. The Dons were just on every beat.
Correct. And here we have... It's not the most difficult gimmick, but the patterns are actually really hard for this gimmick map. I'm also some wizardry magic bar lines going on for aesthetics.
Of course, yeah. Need the computer specs check.
Required for gimmicks at least once per tournament.
Alright, here we go. Alright, so the small slider heads are Dons and the big ones are Cats. And they're all overlaid by a drum roll.
And
How that affects the score? No idea.
Yep. I require at least one match to enter this map, simply because of the song and difficulty name. Thank you.
Seems like a reasonable request. This map, the gimmick kind of stuff itself seems more simple than last week, but the patterning and like the technical difficulty is kind of where it steps up, and that's where the difficulty comes from.
Indeed.
So here we go. No Mod 5. Sticking with the similar theme to last week, we have this will be the stream map, I imagine. OD 7.2, absolute classic. 220 BPM, slightly faster than usual. Very long, 3 minutes 42 seconds. Also the normal metal song, exactly what you'd expect.
Finally, we've also got some Toho again.
This is a Sendel map, though. A mapper that I'm not as familiar with, especially with this kind of genre. But I don't play this kind of map a lot, so I could just be missing out on loads of really good maps by this mapper that I'm just not aware of.
I've honestly mostly seen Zendel because of EGTS last year.
Yeah, that makes sense. So, yeah, this one, I imagine the streams are shorter so far compared to last week. But the map is almost 30 BPM faster. It's completely reasonable.
Also, that denser. So we have more nodes compacted in less time, and that was because last week's No Mod 5 did have some break sections. This has less of them, if any. So
Yeah,
streams all around.
Yeah, we did still see very long stream section in the TI.
And if you've heard an Undead Cop song before, they will return.
Absolutely. Imagine the overall patterning in that won't be too different, so it'll kind of be a bit your consistency with this kind of stuff. Yeah, similar kind of style. I don't know if the pattern is the exact same, but I wouldn't be surprised if it was.
Maybe it's the idea.
Yeah, same kind of theme and idea for the streamers. Oh, that quad Dawn there, kind of going into the 1-6. And that could be tricky for some players.
I die inside when I see like these lengths of KD, 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 KDK. How does one play them?
Oh, and of course the classic 1-3 section. Everyone hit corporations on each one.
One benefit players might see on this map over last week's is that the OD is quite a bit higher. Like compared to 6.5, 7.2, gives you a slightly better chance of not node locking.
True.
Not as much as an OD10 would, but you know, that would bring other issues.
Alright, more stream action. Not really much of a break in this map though.
Good luck hitting those 1-6 with the finishers. Hey, this final stream is a big one. Could spice things up once again near the end of the map.
Alright, looking good.
That was Nomad 5. And because we have added a 6th map last week, we're going back to Nomad 6, the Speed Tech map. Higashi, a collab between Sora Takahashi, Lefty 3, and Miyagi-Shima. 7-star rating, OD7, 7.06. Yeah, that's for star rating. 164 BPM. Or 328, depending on how you want to look at it.
There'll definitely be some players playing this as a speed map. Okay, it's this kind of style.
It definitely follows last week's Nomad 6 map with lots of 1-8 patterns mixed with 1-6 and doublets. Just trying to have speed, but rhythmically difficult.
Yeah, accuracy can be very difficult to hold on these cells and maps. So it very much fits that theme that we had from last week. I like the way that this one looks. The challenging is it looks challenging, but like definitely nowhere near impossible. Like I think most of the players that are remaining in the tournament probably get really good scores in this. We see our kind of speed section here.
Yes, very high
Not as
speed.
fast as it looks, thanks to kind of like the changing and snappings and that, making it just that bit easier.
I think it's like 1.6 increase, so not double as the comfortable. I think this map generally is surprisingly comfortable pattern-wise, but the rhythms are wacky.
There we go.
The Nomad pool is concluded. And now, I know people are worried about me. So, to follow up with Mario and Luigi, we obviously have Bowser.
Oh no.
Hidden one is
I think
Bowser.
we're getting a fuller picture. I think we're getting a fuller picture of the story here.
No, but the story only evolved because I've seen the round of 16 maps, and then I was like, Bowser. This is Hidden 1, and as you would normally expect, there is a lot of low SV going on, but not as much of it as in a couple last weeks. There's way more tech though.
I believe Mac Roger was an OS original for OWC 2023.
Yes. And absolutely one of my favorite OS originals we've had so far, so I definitely had to map this. And this seemed like a good spot to fit it in. We have a low SV stream with 1.3 and 1.6 right here. This is the part where we choose violence and ban this map, as with every other hidden one.
Yeah, see, the main thing I'm noting is that the overall like SV on this map is way faster than it has been in the previous weekends.
Yes, that's definitely true. There's way more tech patterns that make it difficult though, so it evens out.
Yeah, absolutely. I foresee this being picked way more often than it has been in previous matches. I think the overall reading aspect has just been... I think most teams have just kind of perceived it as too difficult overall. So, you know, perhaps having like this kind of style will just, you know, they'll entice teams to kind of leave it open, or perhaps even kind of pursue picking it a bit more.
Yeah, maybe. We'll have to see what Hidden 2 is to get full judgment. We obviously end the map on 1.4 plus 1.8. Don't want it to be comfortable after all. Also, don't worry, Mango, the background is there. I wanted to mix it.
You are a superstar.
You're Muka Mark Roger. You! Yes, you! Anyway, Hidden 2. This is a Rafalj map. Daijibu desu ka?
way.
And we remember the lowest V you didn't find? What if we have it on the speed map?
Uh-oh. What have the map pullers done?
We'll have to see. But spoilers. This is a BPM change song, as you might hear right now.
Oh no.
Oh yes.
It does okay. It doesn't look too bad. It looks doable.
Oh, it's definitely doable. Last week's Hidden War was doable too. Teams have proven that.
True. Having a general BPM changes overall, more reminiscent of Render 32.
It's a theme that has been in every round. I think round of 16 didn't have as many, but I think last week quarterfinals have a few, and this pool, as we'll go on, also has its fair share of BPM changing. This map in particular going from 155 BPM at the beginning to the 224 BPM section we have right now. And it will get faster! We're gonna have really fast streams very soon. Specifically 254 BPM fast.
Bit of 1.3 as well.
Yeah.
Some SV as well, bit of increase. Oh, this map has so much going on. Players cannot let their guard down.
Yes, and we're definitely in the speed section now. Which, depending on who you ask, is more comfortable than not. But it's definitely really dense now.
very, very dense. But there it is. It's a very interesting take on the hidden pool. So I'm pretty excited to see how the players overall will and the teams will kind of react to that. Hoping that means that we'll kind of see hidden kind of picked more. Because I feel like, especially the hidden ones, I feel like they've not been getting enough love so far in this World Cup. So hopefully this kind of new approach to it will bring more players to it.
I'm very curious indeed. These are really difficult hiddens, both of them.
But what we have now, we're moving on to Hard Rock. So this is Auv by Street.
It's a grape tea map, and it's OD 9.8, has a star rating of 6.7, 170 ppm. It's almost 3 minutes long. This is the tech hard rock, and it's definitely evil tech hard rock. In the KI sections, there's also quite a high base SV, which gets higher as the map progresses. So normally, Hard Rock 1 is more approachable because you can read it. This will change. Just in advance, the final two KIs have a 1.25 SV increase and a 1.33 SV increase, which basically gives this scrolling speed of a 220 BPM map. With tech.
Okay, this is funky. Looks pretty fun to play. And this SV does not make it super easy to read either. Only 170 BPM, but it simulates much higher.
Yeah, I think that's going to be one of the main difficulties, being able to discern what snap it is, because it's fast. How does one read fast?
That is a question I'd like to be able to answer one day. Have a bit of a break as well. 2/3 of the way into the map, you get to see your opponent's scores.
Yay!
Look. Are they ahead? Are they behind? Oh no.
Did you even want to know the answer to that?
Do you feel nerves now going into this final KI?
It's a good thing there's nothing evil about this KI. Like the scrolling speed being ridiculously high.
Well, we don't want to keep things too easy for the semi-finals.
And it's not getting slower, it's just only getting faster. It's not like frame mod maps where it has to kind of balance itself out and, you know, slow down again. No,
in the
just
winners
stays
bracket,
fast.
we need to determine 2 teams that will be guaranteed top 3 podium positions, so it's a good map to do that.
Definitely, I think, quite a step up from last week, which makes sense considering we did lose half the teams from this round. We're in the top 12 territory.
There we go. Don't forget about those speed up cats right at the end.
No
you
one will
thought
miss
that was
those.
fast? Well, let me introduce you to Hard Rock 2. Okay,
No one
so
knows.
this is Amnihilus.
Yeah, no one knows how to pronounce that, I think.
Whatever. So this is a map by Shinsekai. This is the Forgotten Oni TWC version of the song by Misomo.
Once again, we have a high OD of 9.8. A similar star rating to the last map. Actually, it's the same. It's 6.71 again. 2.5 minutes long. This is constantly 1 SV. That may be good for you, or it may mean you can't read this, because it is 230 BPM.
Yeah. So even if you can, you know, sure, the reading is an aspect, but also, like, it's up there in speed. 230 isn't slow. Most people would maybe consider 250s where you can start calling something fast, but you know, 230 isn't free, especially when you have the SV like this as well. The OD being 9.8.
Yeah, normally a trade-off of high SV hard rock is that it's not as high OD, but no, both hard rock maps are 9.8. Accuracy is going to be a big challenge of this. Alongside all these short streams, which can have mixed snaps, like this 1/3. And then obviously finishers. We like finishers.
Supposedly this is a map from 6 years ago in 2018. So, older map, still upholding to really high standards for today, getting used in the World Cup.
Yeah, old but gold, so they say. 2018 really feels like it's been an eternity ago.
For sure. Oh, what is this stream?
Fast. Simply
Yeah,
fast.
Very fast, yeah.
Don't
But
worry.
having the BPM kind of be very, having the BPM, not sorry, the SVB static, that will help a lot with the difficulty kind of scaling overall. Players were doing very good on Hard Rock 2 last week, so it makes sense that this one's a decent bit harder. Seems like a good step up. Really challenge the players.
Yep. And just as we went up here, we are going to slow down on DT1. Just a little bit.
Slowing down on double time? That doesn't make any sense.
It does when you see the patterns on this map and the really, 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 really long 1/6 bursts.
Alright.
Nuolo, Namappa Rofu, last week's Hidden One mapper. My notes say this is quarterfinals Hidden One, but DT.
Interesting.
Yeah, I mean, you have Rofu, you have a Beatmania IDX song, you have all the ingredients that you can imagine how this is going to look like. We have a good idea right now with very mixed snaps patterns.
Yeah, the thing I'm noticing, 165 BPM after double time.
Yeah, that's one of the lowest BPMs I've ever seen on the DT map. Ever. Across all modes.
Figure control is going to be so important for this one, though.
Yeah, the amount of snap changes on this one and the pattern difficulties with obviously offbeat. Yeah. I think that was 1-3 by the way.
Yeah, this map really doesn't feel like a DT, and that might be something that catches players out.
Doesn't feel like DT until you realize it's OD 9.17 because of DT.
Precisely, yeah. That's what I'm thinking. So better watch out for those accuracies. Even our replayers struggling a bit below 99% accuracy. Don't see that often.
The SS tree could not be upheld.
I think we lost that a while ago. And a nice long spinner to ring things out.
I was kind of waiting for a secret note at the end. But that
None of
was
those
the end.
today. However, our next map, Double Time 2, may have one. Alright, so this is Bruises by Fox Stevenson. Is this the ranked map?
I think so. It has a video.
Okay, yeah, it probably is then. Yeah, so this got ranked. It was either early this year or sometime last year. It's a fairly new map overall. The main difficulty I feel is going to come in sort of like the Kiai section.
Yeah,
Overall,
Kiai's
261 BPM. Really interesting video. Yeah, here's the difficult section. The SV making things a bit more difficult to read. Video might be a bit distracting, but that's up to you to keep it there or not.
It might give you more energy seeing all the Pepe emotes jam in the background. Yeah, really, really long and dense patterns compared to No Mod Fray.
Absolutely, yeah. So, it is lower BPM, but the density is so high. On top of it being OD 9.5. Of course, we get a bit of a break section, but not for too long.
I feel like the lyrics kind of even fit for a match quite decently.
Yeah.
Since we very nicely have a video also spell them out for us. Also 1/3 section, because yes. Can't go without one.
Right back to the speed. Our Wii player single tap in that whole ending.
Based.
Some of these players are just too crazy. Talking about crazy, we have free mod 1. Alright, so there we go. That is Switcheroo by our brilliant featured artist Sparks. Let me get all the credits here. So yeah, this is our semifinals free mod 1. Switcheroo by Sparks. 2 minutes 28 seconds in length, 170 BPM. Illustrated by Nepera, and the graphics designed by Panfulu, with the video and design coordinator being Sakura006. This is mapped by Onisaki Hito, and the replay was done by Sparks himself. So what do you think of this one?
I can't believe they let Ono map a Toho-inspired song, as Sparks has done a couple times in the past. There's you could definitely hear the influences in this one, and very fitting mapper. Really evil map, as you would expect. Kind of old style. Ono obviously did that on purpose. He gave me notes. Most importantly, ninja note at the end, I do what I want. Woo! Quote end.
Let's see, will players, will they hidden hard rocket maybe just one mod, or will they play it safe with a no mod? I don't know, but we have one more free mod to go. It's gonna be free mod 2. This is Peak by Hoshino Ongaku, Kobo.
It looks like a Sound Vortex song from the background.
It does, with the difficulty name being maximum as well, I'd imagine so.
Yep, it adds up. A map by Nippo. Audio of 6.5, 9.1 if you play hard rock. 2 minutes long, 162 BPM. Lots of streams that start on a high SV and slowly go down. So a bit like Inventor 2 weeks ago, except way harder.
Yeah.
There's also some really long 1/6 in this to screw over hidden players. Because they are obviously hard to read.
Needs to be done.
Bad one.
Alright, just like that.
And how nice is it that right after round 6 burst, there's a break. So you can see if your opponent missed or not. Or maybe your own team. That won't add pressure.
Tough build-up section into the final PI. Overall, I have to note that this doesn't look too bad to mod. I could definitely see some of their higher seeded teams still going for the triple hidden harder up in this one.
I would agree.
Or at least feeling pressured to.
There's not a lot speaking against it. I just assume that the 1/6 bursts with their length are going to be really easy to trip up on when you can hardly see them.
That one's gonna be tough.
At least the end is nice. Oh wait, no it's not.
Alright, can't make things too easy right for the end of free mod 2 and the pool. But we still have one more map left to go, and that's going to be the tiebreaker for the semifinals. Alright, and there it is. Your semi-finals tiebreaker for the Osaka World Cup 2024. This is Pomegranate by Tech Theist, and the difficulty is Pulse there. This is a really, really cool map. It isn't an original, but it is still custom, but it's kind of commissioned is the right word, for the Taiko World Cup. So a bit of confusion there in the overall status of the song and the map, but yeah, fits in incredibly well to round out this pool, and I really hope that we get to see it. So this is mapped by Backfire, Solar Eclipse, and Rafalge, and the background is by Backfire. Didn't know that they were into all the graphics design stuff, but they've done an amazing job of it. What do you have? What are your thoughts on this?
This looks like a really well-rounded tiebreaker as well. It has very pronounced speed, attack, and stream sections. That's all you really need in a tiebreaker. And I'm very excited to hopefully see a tiebreaker in the semifinals. We've been living with the curse of having had round of 32 tiebreakers, so we didn't have any last week on the quarterfinals. I want to see it change. I want to see it change every week, but yeah, this looks hype.
Yeah, absolutely. And the song is so cool as well. So yeah, thank you very much, Tech Theist, for letting us be able to use this song. And yeah, we really appreciate it. And I really hope that we do get to see it in the context of a match. Because that would just be the best way to kind of view and experience and just appreciate the song overall. As well as the map that the mappers have clearly put a lot of time, thought, and effort into. But with that, that rounds out our semi-finals pool for this week. and for this year.
Yep.
So yeah.
I'm very excited to see the matches. The pool's quite a step up, but I think that was expected. So I'm very excited to see how the higher seeded teams, the top 12 teams, can deal with this pool.
Yeah, very, very important matches coming up. We'll have teams getting knocked out, and we'll also be determining which 2 teams currently still in the winner's bracket are guaranteed a podium position. So there's a lot at stake this weekend, and, you know, gotta stick around for that. Those matches will be on Saturday and Sunday next weekend, so the 13th and the 14th of April. All the schedules and everything will be released later on this evening, or maybe early tomorrow, I imagine. Please give the pools a practice, all the players. Give the feedback to all of our amazing map pool selectors and curators. They've been doing a great job so far, and your input really helps make the pools really special, makes them as balanced and fair as possible. And we look forward to all the matches for this weekend. Best of luck. Oh, apparently schedules are out now. Go check them out. If you need to reschedule, do that early. Instantly do your reschedules. Don't even consult with the other team. You want a different time? Put that in. Just hope they accept it. Do it now. Another thing you should do now, buy the banners. There's not much left of the World Cup, so you gotta make sure you get your banner purchases in. And yeah, I think we'll round this out before I go on for too long.
Yeah. Okay.
Best of luck to all of our teams still in the tournament. And yeah, I really hope that you enjoy this pool and put in your best for this coming weekend.
And we will see you next week then. Semifinals.
It slipped right through my fingers. It slipped right through my